Thank you so much. Thank you for the very warm introduction, Randall, for your leadership, for your prayers. I know they work. And also for the theme music. I don't usually have intro music. I was talking about that with the president when he was here. You know, whenever he's introduced, they play a song. I appreciate so much your leadership and your partnership in the tough jobs that we all have right now. To Michael Weeks for exactly the same reasons, for inspiring me and our team, for partnering with us. To Secretary Bigby and all of her leadership team, the commissioners and assistant secretaries who are here today, and to all of you, good morning, and thank you so much for having me this morning. I feel like I have heard and seen a lot of you lately, advocating, sometimes rallying, and all together generally making your presence felt. I want to thank you for taking the time to make your views and concerns known, and also by so often doing so by sharing your stories and those of your clients and colleagues. I know that there are individuals and families behind each of those line items I have to deal with, and I thank so many of you for patiently bringing those line items to life for me and for my team. We gather, as Randall and I'm sure others have said, in anxious times. Believe me, I share your concerns because I appreciate the work that you do. Whether you work to secure the dignity of housing for a family down on their luck, or to help a recovering addict stay sober for just one more day, or to feed a single mother and her children, or just to teach somebody to look up rather than down, your work matters. It matters to your clients, your communities, and to me. Each of you here has answered a call that you heard in your hearts, and you blend compassion and professionalism to inspire me and the countless number whom you help, and I thank you for that. Meanwhile, we are in the midst of a global economic collapse and the budget crisis it has created. It is not what many of us expected, and certainly not what I hoped for. Indeed, when I campaigned for this job, it was my hope that we would spend more of our time working together to strengthen programs to help people with disabilities live independently, to help the homeless have a permanent home, the vulnerable feel secure. Instead, in the last year at least, we have worked with you and many others to close an $8 billion budget gap. And that has already caused, I know, a lot of pain. And we are not done. As you know, with revenue short again in the first quarter, the experts now forecast a further $600 million shortfall in the current fiscal year, and that means more pain. I've been working to spread that pain as fairly as I can, and I have struck a balance, and I want you to know what it is. Some of you, I understand from conversations in the halls or on the streets and elsewhere, are expecting human services cuts of up to 15%. That is not going to happen. While some areas of government are being reduced by as much as 6.5%. I want you to know that the total cuts to health and human services will be less than 1%. When you exclude mass health, that means human services cuts will be less than 2%. Now, what does that mean? It means that we will be able to preserve the current level of spending without any reductions for such programs as clubhouse services at the Department of Mental Health, family respite services at the Department of Developmental Services, all of the Turning 22 programs, important elder housing and nutrition programs, most veteran services, and early childhood intervention programs. Now, I wish that I were able to hold every critical program harmless. Some have been cut, however modestly. The other day in Haverhill, a man told me that the cane I've been using after my hip surgery looked on TV like a magic wand. I wish I had one. I don't. But I told you I would do the best I could, sensitive to your needs and to the alternatives, and I have. I also told you that when I review the budget, I see much more than numbers. I see you. I see the struggles and the needs, the hardships and the hopes. I see the willingness to contribute and to sacrifice that each of you and your clients carries inside you. But I want you also to understand that I must at the same time see kids in the public schools and cops on the beat and the roads and bridges badly in need of repair for safety's sake, if not also for our future economy. My job is to see it all and to strike a balance. That balance will be even harder to strike in the coming fiscal year. With federal stimulus money running out and economic activity reviving in the Commonwealth surely but slowly, maintaining the current, frankly, already inadequate level of spending on human services or anything else will be even harder. And that means we will need to work even more closely and creatively to get through it. My mailbox is full of suggestions about what not to cut. I have loads of phone messages about what to preserve and what the perils could be of cutting any given initiative. What I'm asking you to do with me is to take the next step together. And that means reaching for solutions together. Thinking in creative and new ways about how to deliver services more effectively and, frankly, more cheaply. How do we hold this together and hold our communities and our Commonwealth together while we work our way through these extraordinary challenges? And though I like so much, or I notice so much, that people give me this long look when I meet them these days as if they feel sorry for me, and they say, "Oh, Governor, I wouldn't want to have your job." The fact is we are all in this together. These are not my choices, they are our choices. And in some respects, the decisions I have to make in my job are just different in scale, but not in character, than the decisions you are having to make in your jobs and in your homes and lives and those of your clients. So if you have ideas about different ways to think about our challenges, savings that we have to find, not just in the line items that you care about, but in the budget generally, share them with us. Secretary Bigby and her whole team are here for you, and I am, and want to work with you to manage through these times and beyond. In this administration, we govern through our values. Your work and the care that you show to our neighbors reflects our values. On Tuesday, we hosted an economic summit to invite business and policy leaders to work with us to exploit every reasonable strategy to help our economy recover quickly and with strength. Next month, we will host a Human Services Summit to bring that same kind of collaboration to the needs of the people you serve. Come and be a part of it, please. We need you. Your Commonwealth needs you. I need you. And our common future does too. So I want to thank you all again for having me today and for the work we must do and will do, I'm confident, together to build a stronger Massachusetts for us all. God bless you, and keep up the great work.